What is up, guys? This is PVN Vertigo, and welcome back to Kerbal Colonization. Now, as you all know, I am still in high school, so I just started school a few weeks ago, and a little bit of a throat thing going around, so yeah, I couldn't exactly record last week, so I just kind of released my last episode a little bit later, and this one, just so it was even. You know, I'm going to stagger my episodes out. But yeah, so I was sick. My voice was messed up. I sounded like a smoker who smoked like 7 packs a day for like 5 days. But now I'm better. So yeah, let's get started. We are actually building something in space today. We have not done that yet. I mean, we kind of did with Barry the Ashtray, which I still need to rename and set them all up and stuff, but this is the first time we're actually going to use docking ports, which is actually a new technology for us. Semi-new. So yeah, this is, it actually looks a lot like the Delta 4 in real life, or the Delta 5, whatever it's called. And basically, this has 3 man cells on the bottom, and it's going to be propelling, basically just a starting hub. It's going to have no controls whatsoever in that fairing. It's just going to be a nice little place to dock things to. The main thing it has that usually would carry crew on it, like a crew cabin or something, but I decided to not launch that first. I'm actually launching the life support systems first. And you'll see what I mean when I get up there, because I don't want to spoil it. Alright, so you may have noticed, I actually did not speed up this launch, because usually we're going interplanetary, and I speed up the launches just to make everything smoother, make it so that I start my real commentary. I only commentate for about 15 seconds of launch, and then after that, I actually just start from orbit and basically just go off in whatever direction you want to. But in this launch, we're actually just going straight to orbit and then docking stuff together. So I'm just showing the whole launch, just because it's a whole lot easier that way to tell you what's going on. So what we're trying to do with this one is we're trying to get it in the flattest as possible orbit. That's 120,000 meters, or 120 kilometers. Because that's actually where a warp point is. That's where you can warp, I believe it's either 50 times or 100 times. Times acceleration. And basically, it's a good place for testing things out and such, so I think it's better than 100,000 meters, which is what most people use, just because of the warp point. So yeah, so I'm periodically checking in on how high I am. I probably could use MechJeb for this, but you know, it's easier to use the map. So yeah, the fairing right there, I actually unlocked that fairly recently, and it's actually helping the launch a whole lot. It provides structural support, it provides aerodynamic support, as long as you do not make it too wide, otherwise it starts to cause issues. Alright, so we got that. Alright. Now time for the long coast. Let's see. Yeah. I decided to just dump whatever I had in there, just because I'd rather have maneuverability. Plus it looks pretty cool when we're ascending into space and you just are able to see that first stage just fall away slowly. And I couldn't remember if it was decouple or deploy. So I didn't want to test that out because I'm thinking you either deploy with the fairings or you decouple the fairings. You either deploy the payload or you decouple the payload. It's so confusing. Why don't they just say deploy or decouple payload or deploy fairings? That'd make it a whole lot easier to figure it out. Or I could just not be stupid and figure it out myself, but I mean, it's not really an option right now. And you can see there, my MechJeb was actually in the middle of the screen. I figured out why that is. It's because sometimes I have to fix up the files in Kerbal Colonization a little bit, and when you launch in a resolution that's not 1920, that's what happens. So just a helpful tip if you guys are getting that. I actually might make a tutorial on how to fix Kerbal Space Perm when you can't launch it, because that was it's something I know how to do now. But anyways, not concerning MechJeb being in the middle of the freaking screen, we have the Skipper engine with it's powering quite the pretty cool looking spacecraft. I actually really like this design. I might keep it for launching anything space station wise, until of course we get space planes, which will be a whole lot cooler than this, even this. Let's see, we are coming up here. We're trying to circularize as best as we can, but you know, that's not always possible. It's as best as we can. So now we're here, basically. Yeah, we are definitely here, and oh, I figured it out. It was that. And then if I right-click it, decouple. Yeah, I was being stupid. Of course it's that. Of course decouple means do that. Okay, I don't even know I was worrying about that. And then you can see some nice particle effects and some lag when I shoot the thing with my decoupler. But yeah, this is basically the module. The top part with the crew cabin is actually going to come off eventually. But for now, it's just going to stay on there to help it control itself. So yeah, basically just one big can of life support and a little Kerman up there. So yeah. Alright, so here we are on the launch pad yet again with what I think is a pretty cool, well, it's not really pretty cool, it's pretty vital to what we're going to be doing in our experiments in space today. I guess it's pretty cool, but it's basically just one big solar panel setup, not the most complex. I did not put a fairing on this one. Why did I not put a fairing? Well, because I tried putting a fairing on it, and it flipped over because it was too wide. Because the fairing, like the bottom of this thing happens to be like almost parallel, so putting on a fairing didn't work out too well because the bottom had to be too wide, and basically it ended up flipping over whenever I tried to launch it. So yeah, no fairing on this one, just a nice skeletal looking vanilla Kerbal Space Program right here. And yeah, it's basically just gonna go up, dock with the space station, and we'll be good. See, I remember when you're launching, you always at 10,000 meters. Ideally, you'd want to be at 45 degrees, but generally, I tend to stay safe, especially when you're flying an awkward thing like this, that likes to wobble. You can see it wobbling a little bit there. I like to fly a little bit higher. It's more inefficient, of course. It's more inefficient, but it only has to go to Kerbal orbit. I can kind of waste a little bit of fuel here. Don't have to be the most perfect, you know. So yeah, let's see what we have here. Actually, the boosters, I did not know this, but they actually overheat. I don't know if that's added by KSP Interstellar or if that's vanilla. Probably vanilla, but KSP Interstellar actually has radiators to deal with that. And here it is, the final stage, and we are overshooting by a lot. This is an issue, because we're not going to intersect it unless we do some serious fiddling. So we're going to see what we can do here. We can just pull this out. Oh, wait, what? Wait. Did I just do... Oh, I meant to do that. I meant to do that, guys. I meant to get that intercept real close in the weirdest of orbits ever. So yeah, we get the intercept, and I was thinking about skipping over the approach, but I feel like, I don't know if you guys knew what I did there. Some of you guys might be new to Kerbal Space Program, might not know how I did the orbital rendezvous, but in all honesty, it was pretty much just luck. Usually what you'll want to do is, we're actually in front of it, so if we go out of orbit a little bit like this, if we go above it, we're actually going to be orbiting further, like further away, and from the laws of gravity, if you're further away, you circle around slower. I don't exactly know the law or the theory that promotes that, but that's what happens. So when we swoop in on the thing, we'll be going pretty much a lot faster because we have more energy. And in terms of Kerbal Space Program and not physics, basically you just use the maneuver to align it. And there's always a way to align it. It's just a matter of which way is more efficient. If need be, I might do a tutorial on orbital rendezvous, but I'd recommend watching other people because so many other people have done that tutorial. Let's see, so yeah, our intersect is right there. And basically, we have an intercept of very, very close. It might even be impact range. I think it's like 0.01 or 0.02. Maybe 0.03, but... Or 0.3 kilometers, I mean. Not 0.0. That'd be in like the tens of meters range, if we're not that close. But we actually used MechJeb just now because MechJeb has perfect accuracy. It's a lot better at calculating maneuvers than I'll ever be, to be honest. So why not just use it? like for something like maneuvers like this, it's way easier to tell me where I'm gonna need to point my actual nav ball at, because I wouldn't know otherwise. That's another useful thing about mech jet. So yeah, right there. Boom. RCS thrusters are there. Yeah, we have RCS thrusters. We didn't actually, we didn't forget them. I know in my last KSP career series, I actually forgot RCS thrusters one time, and basically it was not a good time. So yeah, we are at a safe distance away to approach. And I am turning the wrong way right now. This is all post-commentary, by the way. Just so you guys know. Let's see. Aiming straight at it. I don't know why I don't know why I have my engine still on there. I don't really need the engine, honestly. I only need to use RCS. In fact, that engine's basically dead weight. But I guess I'm gonna keep it on for whatever reason. Alright, me from a long time ago. I activated sticky keys because I was going forward too much. That's funny. Hashtag Kerbal Space Program Life, am I right? So yeah, here we are. KSPI is actually different now from now, because I swear to God, that when you throttled, like pressing shift, you did not actually use the RCS thrusters. I don't know if that's different. Don't quote me on that. But I figured that out a few weeks ago. So it's actually pretty useful. And I don't know why I still have the engine attached. I don't need it. I haven't even used it. I'm already within range. It's dead weight right now. It's just dead weight. Actually, it might not be dead weight. I might have my RCS thrusters on there and not on the front part. I am stupid. Alright, me from the past. You are a genius. Let's see here. We have... it's actually drifting left. So that means we have to adjust our velocity here. We also need to go down. It's coming up pretty... Not too fast, but a decent amount of speed. This may become an issue, possibly, maybe. Oh yeah, you may notice that I call it the SSSSS, 5 S's or something like that. Yeah, it's the semi-sufficient, oh wait, no, it's the semi-self-sufficient space station. So yeah. Very creative name, right? I'll show you why it's semi-self-sufficient in just maybe under 1 minute, possibly under 2 minutes, possibly, I don't know. But you will see why. And I might skip this docking procedure because I am a noob. Alright, so we skipped over around 2 minutes of footage, and I'm still trying to dock. This is what you get when you don't dock for like 3 months. I only docked once, I'm pretty sure, in Kerbal or KSP career, so yeah. It's a little bit of an issue here. I do not have docking port alignment systems or whatever, docking cam, so I can't use that. I just kind of like docking vanilla because it's tedious and I like it. But I also don't like it. It's a love-hate relationship with me and the docking port. You can see me, I'm going all angles, X, Y, Z, beta, theta. Trying to align it. This is rocket science. And just when you think it's aligned, it's too far down and you need to pull back. And then when you think it's aligned again, it's too far to the left right now. And then you think it's aligned and it's going up. And then you go back on an accident. You press all the wrong keys. Basically the gist of docking. But I think it's gonna happen. Nope, too far to the left still. Go right, please. Hello? RCS? There we go. Alright. So yeah, that was our goal for today. Docking 2 things together in space in Kerbal Colonization. The Kerbal Empire is very happy that they have docked things together and can now decouple a stage that we didn't even use and didn't even really need, besides for the fact that it has RCS thrusters on there. Let's see, we have solar panels coming out here, and I don't know if the sun's actually in a good position because we're kind of flat here. But we have so many of them that it won't make a difference, will it? What do we got here? We have quite a lot of energy coming in. Yeah, we're charging up the entire thing. So, now that we have power, it is time to actually do some experiments. So let's see what we got here. I'm trying to get a nice look-see. Yeah, there's the sun over there. And we are trying to figure this out currently. Okay, there's the waste. Carbon dioxide, which is obviously oxygen waste. It's the quote-unquote air waste. And there's regular waste, which is the food waste. And then there's wastewater, which is self-explanatory. It's just water that you waste. So yeah, what we brought up here is, you can just see right on the front, it says wastewater into water. So it takes energy and it purifies water. It's called a water purifier. Pretty self-explanatory. So what that does is it enables us to be self-sufficient on water. So we won't need to come back we won't need to bring up supplies for water at all on the semi-self-sufficient space station. And we also don't need to bring up oxygen, because we actually have a CO2 to O2 converter. It extracts carbon. Now, I don't think we have a food converter yet. I mean, if you think about it, they're basically taking their Kerbal poop and turning it into food. We don't have that yet. You need to like grow plants or something like that, and we don't have that technology. So currently, the only thing that we're going to have to produce is we're going to have to bring up here is food. Just need to bring one whole food tug over here, which is what we're going to do in the next episode. Bring like a food tug, possibly even bring a laboratory up here or something. Make this place feel like home. But as for water and oxygen, they're set. Basically, if they're going to die, they're going to starve to death. So yeah, thank you for watching this episode of Kerbal Colonization. It was a little bit different. We didn't really go anywhere. We just kind of set stuff up. We constructed things. I thought it was pretty cool. If you guys thought it was cool, leave a like, leave a subscribe, I guess you could call it. And stay tuned for the next episode, which will come out in, I really hope 4 to 5 days. It all depends on like school and stuff. But honestly, I love making these videos, so I might start cranking them out even more now that Spore's done. So yeah, thank you for watching again. This is PVM Vertigo. Peace out.